Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Tally Pup Palmer, and today I'm going to be doing my reviews of the Indicator Universal Noir #1 box set. Now I have watched, I didn't mean to knock the camera there. I have watched all these films and I've enjoyed, all of them to some sort of different degree. But the first one I'm going to be talking is Larceny. This is about a group of cons who have set their sights on this rich, wealthy widow because she lost her husband in the war, and the main guy that goes over to con her says about setting up a war memorial for your late husband, and she thinks it's a great idea and has no idea that she's going to be conned. But the con is going well until he ends up falling in love with her, and he wants to actually be with her and get married. And of course, the other conmen find out and aren't too happy with him, so they go to try and get him back to do the conning, but it doesn't all end up well for the conmen. So yeah, I will give this one a 5 out of 5. I really did enjoy this one. So that was Larceny. The next one up is The Web. Now this one was my favourite out of the bunch. I really did enjoy The Web. This is Vincent Price in it. I love Vincent Price. It's basically this guy that at the start, this guy gets out of prison after being in prison for 5 years, and basically is made up, meets his daughter and just wants to live a normal life. But Vincent Price character wants to get him out of the way. So Vincent Price's character hires a lawyer to be a hitman, not hitman, bodyguard, and obviously has ulterior motives, Vincent Price's character does, in order to make him look good and make the lawyer / hitman, not hitman, bodyguard, liable for because he ends up killing the person that's been in prison for 5 years. And he acts as a bit of a pawn in the film, so Vincent Price's character tries to get as many people bumped off in this film as possible, so he doesn't have no witnesses to what he's doing. I'm not explaining it right, but you get the general gist. But why does Vincent Price always play a bad character? He said he's a good actor, but he always plays bad people. But I don't know why. But it's a really good film. This, again, favourite out of the bunch. So the next one is, where is it? The next one is Kiss the Blood Off My Hands, I think. Now this one was okay. This was one of the weaker ones for me. But I still did enjoy it to a certain degree. I would yeah, it's basically about this another guy who gets out of prison and falls in love with this woman, and obviously because he's beating someone up in the bar and gets in prison, so she comes out to meet him from prison, and they're trying to form a relationship, and he tries to go on a straight and narrow, but someone always is there trying to get him. Sorry if you just had those motorbikes go past, I apologise. Yeah, someone's always trying to get him to go crooked again, so because he thinks he has no choice, so he goes along with it until he ends up falling in love with the woman again. And yeah, and I missed the very last minute of this film because I got a phone call, so yeah, I missed the last minute, so I don't actually know what happened at the end, but I still did enjoy it. But it was one of the, there's only been two that weren't high tier for me, so Oh, what's the next one? Next one is Abandoned. Did enjoy this one. It's this woman is trying to find their sister and teams up with a newspaper report man, and together they uncover what would you call it? Baby racket or a baby fake adoption scheme where they take the expectant mums, trick them into like saying, well, if you come with us, we'll take care of you, we'll take care of your baby, and if you don't want it, we'll find a nice loving adoption family for them. But yeah, they're just because they're not official, so they're doing it all under the table sort of thing. So, but this woman is trying to find her sister, and now is trying to find her sister's baby because it's been obviously taken from the mum, and the mum's been killed because it apparently looks like suicide, but it's not suicide, it's murder. Yeah, and together the woman and the newspaper reportman uncover this scandal, and obviously, yeah, they all get in trouble for it. But the sister gets the baby eventually, so I did enjoy this. Oh, I haven't rated that, so again, I would give it a 5 out of 5. So I'm a bit inconsistent about this. The next one is Deported. A guy is a guy is deported from America and sent back home to Italy, where his family all thinks he's huge man in America. They think he's worked for like the government and all that, but it turns out he's just a criminal. Yeah. So he starts off helping around the town, and everyone loves him, and he thought this countess falls for him, Christina I think her name was, yeah, and because obviously again she's been a widow, she ends up falling in love with him, and he ends up falling for the girl as well. So, but just like because he stole £100,000 in America with this other guy, he gets deported for that, and obviously is trying to get the £100,000 over to Italy, and he tries to con Christina into buying all this food because they're starving. They haven't got anything. They're living on like nothing. So he tries to get all this food over. Does eventually get the food over, but then he's gonna, he was gonna sell it to the black market and make his money back. But he ends up not doing that because the police are always after him in Italy, and they keep checking up on him. And he eventually tells Christina what he is, and she's like, well, how can we make a relationship if you're just gonna lie to me? But she ends up going with him in the end to Rome, and I think they live happily together. After I think he's got out of prison again. So, and the last one is Naked Alibi. Now again, I wasn't keen on this one. I have to watch it again. But this is a guy who gets in a drunken argument in the pub again, and gets arrested, tells the police he's a good citizen and that they're making a mistake, and he's going to get his revenge. So one cop gets killed off by a gun, another 3 get blown up, and he's the prime suspect. So he's trying to prove his innocence. So he goes away, leaving his wife to deal with his shop, because he goes to the shop that he works in. And you find out he's got a secret girlfriend. Now, he is really abusive to the girlfriend. He's like, well, if I find out you're two-timing me, I will kill you and all that. And like, this guy follows him, because he follows him from the police service to where he's going to see his girlfriend. And he's he's trying to get proof that he did like these crimes to the other police guys, and it all ends out with a bit of a shootout in the end. And the the guy gets the guy who did the murders. He gets to prison, and his girl falls in love with the policeman. So I'm not explaining this right. I just, my mind's a bit all over the place, but hopefully you're getting the gist. So I do apologise. But yeah, this was my quick, short reviews of the Indicator Universal Noir 1 box set. I really enjoyed this. Sorry if I didn't give all the films a review. No, not a review, a star rating, because I kind of forgot I wanted to get this out and I didn't want to get my words muddled up, so which I probably did anyway. So I would give this overall box set a 4.8.5 out of 5. I really did enjoy this. Like I said, there was a couple of films that, were good, but, were okay as well. They weren't my favourites, but I did enjoy them for what they were. So I'm going to sign off and edit this, and I will see you all later. Take care, everyone. Bye.